viewers, my name is Sumitra Dudani and today we will be discussing the summary of the book Think Like a Monk written by Jay Shetty. It teaches us how we can edu a monkey mind and build upon a monk mind without having to forego our daily course. This book is divided into 3 parts. Part 1 of the book is further subdivided for our convenience into 4 parts. Lesson 1 talks about identity. What do we do to understand an object? We observe them, right? We look at them externally. What do we do to understand ourselves? We need to filter out the noise and look within. Who we want to be and not what others want us to be. So, we need to check whether our beliefs and actions go hand in hand. Once we start to interrogate who we are, what we want to be, where we are, where we want to go, and check whether our beliefs and actions go hand in hand, we will be able to align the two. And that would be step 1 towards Think Like a Monk. Lesson 2 of the book, it talks about negativity. There are 2 kinds of negativity. One is external and the other internal. To avoid external negativity, we need to avoid negative people and their thoughts. To avoid internal negativity, we need to filter out our own thoughts. Filter out the pollutants such as judgment, negative comments, etc. So the author has given us a brilliant method for this. It is to spot the negative thought, stop it and swap it with a positive one. We need to forgive others for our peace of mind. But in the process, we also need to do one important step, that is to forgive ourselves for whatever mistakes we have done in the past. This will help us elevate from who we were and who we want to be. Lesson 3 of the book talks about fear. So fear is not just a bad word, but it's a bad feeling. And why does this fear arise? It is because of attachment. We are feared of getting punished because we are attached to the reputation at the college. We are feared of death of a loved one because we are attached to the love of the family member. So we need to detach ourselves from the subject itself. We need to meditate upon it so that we can get free ourselves from anxiety of it. Fear, desire, love or duty are the 4 reasons for any intention. If you are motivated by fear, you would be protective of your family. If you are motivated by desire, you would want worldwide recognition. If you are motivated by love, you would be available for the people who love you. If you are motivated by duty, you would always be available for your friends no matter how busy you are. So it is always needed to see what are our desires. Good desires lead to good intentions. We need to figure out the why behind every intention. We can grow into a tree which provides fruits and shade to the people, or with bad intentions we can also grow into a weed. So we need to hence always look upon with good intentions, great inspiration, and act upon the intentions for serving others and help all around. At the end of part 1 of the book, author talks about meditation, which helps us in becoming aware of our own identity through miraculous meditational techniques and breathing exercises. This helps us in building upon peace, poise, self-balance and control. If we have these, success and happiness can never be far away. Lesson 5 of the book talks about purpose. To know the purpose of your presence is the strongest knowledge of the world. But to know that, we need to understand that purpose plus expertise plus usefulness combined together become our dharma. We need to visualize ourselves doing something which we want to do and feel the joy that would circulate around. We need to bring upon expertise and skill into our passion to serve others. And then we would have attained our dharma. We cannot be who we actually want to be but we will always become who we are, says the author. You can be a social worker or you can be a correct person. It all depends upon how we follow our dharma. Lesson 6 of the book talks about routine. Even in a monk's life, it is one of the most essential element of his life. Time has memory and location has energy. If we do the same thing at the same time and same place, it becomes easy and natural for us. It's not just about doing the same thing at the same place. It's also about rising early, feeling the gratitude and doing one thing at a time and immersing ourselves into it. Once we feel what we do, we start enjoying it. So it's about drinking the food and chewing the drink. So it's not just about feeling cautious of what we are doing, but also feeling the rhythm of doing it and enjoying it. Lesson 7 of the book talks about mind. Our mind constantly goes through a conflict between a decision and confusion, and that is why the author call it a monkey mind. A child mind is a monkey mind, and an adult mind is a monk mind. An adult knows how to control a child, and so we do not need to practice severe detachment from our friends and family to avoid temporary satisfactions or to indulge into something which provides us temporary and material pleasures. We need to focus upon our interests and to work upon those interests which are not waste, rather beneficial. We need to focus all our energy on doing one particular task. We need to bring in our conscious and subconscious mind at one place so that we can unrule the monkey mind. So now we have come to lesson 8 of the book, which talks about ego. So you would be asking me, what is ego? Ego is simply a fake self-confidence which maximum population of the world cannot get rid of easily. When we are humble, we are open to new learnings. We accept our mistakes, we learn from our mistakes. We take help, we give help, and that is how our overall personality develops. But because of this fake self-confidence masking, we prevent ourselves from taking this leap. We tell lies to others to impress them. We get into a superior inferiority complex and mean judgment. We start comparing ourselves with other people and we start feeling low. Rather, we should be focusing and comparing ourselves with the huge goals that we have set for ourselves. If we do not break our ego will break us. It will isolate us from our own family. So, to become humble is a journey, a process, a practice. It does not come overnight, but when it comes, it brings about innumerable benefits. The chapter further extends to talk about visualization and meditation. So, visualization is a cool technique by which we close our eyes and take our mind to new places and locations which help us to get healed of our past and get prepared for the future. It is a crucial exercise which helps us in great observations and corrections. Lesson 9 of the book talks about gratitude. You would not believe me if I say gratitude can bring about innumerable benefits. But if we try to understand why we are sad, we realize that there are some unfulfilled desires in our life. And when we start being grateful for what we have, we start creating the fulfillment into our mental existence. And it takes away all the negative things. When we are grateful, we cannot be anywhere else, and thus it helps us to remove negative thoughts and bring in positive vibes. It helps us bringing into kindness and to be able to serve others. So let us be grateful and thankful for everyone in our life. Let's start every day of our life thanking God, nature, and people around us. So finally, we have come to part 3 of the book, which is Give. For readers' convenience, it is divided only into 2 lessons. Lesson 10 is about relationships. So, in a relationship, the key essential is to develop an understanding. Every human being is a whole new world to explore. We need to be sympathetic and empathetic and avoid judgments. Trust is a process. It is of 4 parts. 1, like neutral, or it could be a mutual, or a contractual, or a purest form of it. We all look for a circle of love and compassion where we can put our heart into careful hands. What we need to remember is that we too need to be a careful hand for someone else. Relationship develops over time, and there's a difference between an attraction and a connection. So, trust helps us in building upon a good connection. The best way to live would be to live every moment of a good relationship and learn from a bad one. Do not linger into it. So, lesson 11 is about service. We all have grown up taking service from the world, be it from nature or people. Then why do we hesitate from serving them? To serve others should be our objective, and there should be no selfishness involved into it. To serve others could be the supreme purpose of our life. When we serve others, we build upon compassion and get a new perspective to the world. In search of looking for what we have and what we can offer to others, we look into ourselves and we explore other people too. While we do this, we build upon self-esteem, validating our importance in our own eyes. In the last part of the book, the author talks about the importance of chanting. Sound transports us. It can take us to our school life memories and make us feel happy. So we can take up any chanting mantra which can bring about positive vibes around us and make us a resource of optimism and bliss.
Hey Richer readers, I hope you're enjoying the chapter-wise explanation that we upload on every Saturday and Sunday at 10 am. Drop in a heart in the comment box below to show the same. Thank you for all the love and support that you have shown. It has helped us reach more than 1k subscribers on the channel. Also, the same would not have been possible without the consistent hard work and determination of our core team members Tanya Khandelwal, Ashley Alexander, Harsh Rathor, Shruti Banani and Swarnava Atya. Thanks to our other members also, which comprises of Jatin Sethi, Mehta Pandey, Ronak Saraf, Sunanda Jain, Shreya Pinani, Kshitij Singh, Dhanpal and Zabir, who too have been a constant support on our journey of making it till here. Thank you to all the participants who take out time from their busy schedule to shoot the videos and share with us. Thank you Muskan Burnwal, Kripa Soni, Vishal Dhal, Dr. Sarika Mohta, CA Khushbu Kherewal, Khushbu Gupta, CA Pulkita Soni, Hitesh Malani and Gajendra Sharma for making this book release a grand success for all of us.